and open up to this positive life force, and it'll nurture and heal you. I know you miss your husband, Mrs. Carter, but I promise the pain will ease. There's peace and contentment ahead for you. I can feel it.
Thank you.
It's going to look great. We put some scatter cushions over there, get a new duvet, some really colourful curtains.
How colourful?
Well, nothing garish, but those makeover programmes say if you're going to make changes, you've got to be bold.
You know, I think I'm going to miss this old duvet.
You're not serious.
I'm just thinking of all the memories. You can do what you like as long as you leave me alone to do the headboard.
Are you really going to do it?
Of course I am. You want fairer lights, that's what you'll get. By some very clever feat of engineering, I'm going to incorporate them into the wooden frame.
That's impressive.
We better get down to that Homeworth place pronto. I'm first in the shower.
Not too shallow!
I didn't realise we were so booked up.
Well, business has never been so good.
It's great.
Oh, well, you could do with a few early nights.
Actually, I was thinking about maybe taking a break. Going down to the south of France.
What?
Well, you know Karen and Emily? Well, they're going for a fortnight. I'd love to go with them.
Well, sure, if that's what you want, Bryony.
Don't you think I should go?
Well, only you know if you can leave your clients right now.
A couple of them are a bit vulnerable at the moment. Yeah, maybe now isn't such a good time.
I didn't mean to be a killjoy.
No, you're right. No, I need to be here for them. You know, Mum said to me once that she loved doing this so much she'd have done it for free.
My dear sister never did have a head for business. That's why we complimented each other.
To be honest, I'm not that bothered by money, really.
Well, you haven't had to be, have you?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
That's okay.
No, it's not. Don't say it enough. You're amazing, the way you look after me.
I want to.
I know, but, you know, you put so many of your plans on hold.
I wouldn't change a thing. I still remember you as a tiny scrap of a thing. So high. Looking so lost and vulnerable.
I'm so grateful, Cynthia. Honestly, I am.
I know you are. And the best way you can repay me is by carrying on doing what you love. Oh, you going to the doctor's today? Well, don't let him bamboozle you with all that medical speak. You stick to your guns.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll be in and out, no fuss. Here you go.
Right, thanks. Don't worry, no one knows. I had it dry cleaned. Okay, great.
If I can get those painkillers, please, I need to get on.
It's strange. I don't seem to have a copy of your test results. When was it you saw the consultant?
Actually, I decided I didn't want the tests.
But we need to rule out rheumatoid arthritis, among other things. We discussed this.
Yeah, I should have said something before. I don't need a diagnosis because I believe that my future is predestined and I need to allow fate to follow its true course.
You're not serious?
No, I know how it sounds. I often get that reaction. You see, I'm a psychic, a fifth generation, actually. My family's core ideology has always been to put our complete trust in fate. It's what we're known for.
Well, but you can't leave it up to fate. You need to have the tests to work out what's wrong with you.
Well, I believe that my life has a specific purpose, which is to help others. And if I trust in fate, then I'll be allowed to fulfill that destiny. I'll be kept safe.
But that's not going to stop you getting sick.
The healing energies of the universe are all-encompassing. When you trust in fate, you're allowing those energies to be channeled through your very being. That makes anything possible.
That's not logical. Listen, if it is rheumatoid arthritis and we catch it early, there are powerful drugs that can modify the disease and slow the deterioration of the joints. But if we miss that opportunity and it progresses, then all we can do is treat the symptoms, which can be really painful.
Oh, I got this in the chemist. I've said all along it could just be a bad sprain.
Well, if it was, then it wouldn't feel stiff first thing in the morning.
I'm not worried. At times like this, having strength of conviction is very important. My mum taught me that when she was alive.
So, can you look into the future and see that you're going to be okay?
I sense the energies in people's auras and make predictions about possible future outcomes. And sadly, no, I can't predict my own future. That's where faith comes into play.
Well, I'll be honest. I've never met anyone who thinks the way you do.
That's how I was brought up.
And I respect your upbringing. But I can't understand why you take such a risk with your health. Well, I'll prescribe the painkillers for now. But I can't stress enough how important it is that you see the consultant. If it does need treatment and we catch it early, it can make a massive difference to the quality of your life.
I have to go.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Thank you for your time, Dr. Bond. I see someone, a messenger from the East, coming into your life very soon.
Right. I'll bear that in mind.
What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm screwing in the curtain rail?
Not like that, you're not. Come on, get down.
I'm perfectly capable.
Stop mucking about, Karen. Come on. Get down.
Right.
Will you pass me the big screwdriver? No, not that one. The big one. The big... It's over there!
Oh, you're right.
Oh, my back.
Don't move. Is it a sharp stabbing pain or a dull ache?
Both.
Oh, your muscles could be in spasm. You could have torn a ligament.
Oh, Karen, spare me the medical spiel. You're not a flaming doctor.
Well, maybe not, but I'm all you've got, sweetheart.
I'll be all right in a minute.
Shush. Hello, Ruth, it's Karen. Could you put me through to Jimmy, please? He's not. Oh, well, she'll do.
Hi, Karen.
Sorry. Rob's had a bad fall. He's really hurt his back. I'm worried that it might be vertebra damage.
And that's your professional opinion, is it?
I'm just saying from the way that he fell, it might be possible.
Well, if you don't mind a humble doctor's opinion, if he can wiggle his fingers and toes and has no tingling in his limbs, he's probably fine.
Is that it?
If it would make you feel better, you could bring him in and have one of us check him out. Not me, of course. You'd obviously want a second opinion.
All right, well, we'll bring him in right away.
Knock yourself out.
Well...
Start wiggling your toes.
No matter how much medicine has advanced, there are still some people living in the Dark Ages.
Well, it's up to us to show them the light.
Well, I tried, but she wouldn't listen.
How hard did you try?
I couldn't be too pushy. I had to respect her beliefs.
Honestly, Simon, do you or do you not think she needs these tests?
Of course she needs them.
Then don't take no for an answer. Get some backbone, for goodness sake. Find out a way to get through to her.
I gave up too easily, didn't I? She talked about her late mother. Maybe if I tried to find the file, there'd be something in there to help.
Good luck.
I still think he's clutching at straws. Rheumatoid arthritis is something old people get.
It is rare to get it at my age.
Well, there you go then. Has he got you worried about all this?
He just talks about these nasty symptoms.
Well, it sounds like scaremongering to me. It's just as likely to be a bad sprain, right?
Probably. Maybe. Anyway, it's not as if I'm going to have the tests.
Trust in fate, and you'll have nothing to worry about. Can seem difficult at times, but have faith and you'll always know which way to turn.
I know. You're right.
It's not enough that you're a good psychic. You have to be seen to be living the Robertson way. With 3 of your regular clients working at the hospital, you'd soon get out if you were having treatment. And that is hardly reassuring for those who look to you for guidance.
No, of course not.
We're always being tested. Makes us stronger.
What's this?
As business was doing so well, I had a chat with a bank manager. Now, seems with a little bit of fiddling, we could actually pay off the mortgage in a year.
How?
Well, one option is to start opening on Mondays.
Cynthia, I really need my Sundays and Mondays off.
Oh, of course you do. I'm sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. I get carried away. I forget how hard you're working.
I would like to make life easier for you if I can.
It was just a thought. Forget about it. Please.
Is this really necessary?
It's just a precaution. Immobilising a patient with an unknown injury is always advisable.
It's not on my back.
Yeah, but it's all connected. You jerk your neck muscles. Could be pulling on a damaged tendon in your back.
Okay, whatever.
Right, be careful. And just brace yourself. Don't bend. That's it. Right, sit down. There you go.
Oh, stop your babbling, woman. You're making my ears bleed.
I hope that's the pain talking.
Do you really want me to answer that?
Lotus Bookshop?
Oh, Bryony. Hello, it's Dr. Bond.
Oh, hello.
I was wondering if you might be able to come back in and see me.
Oh, I don't think so, Dr. Bond. I'm quite busy here, actually.
Hello, Doctor. It's Cynthia Robertson, Bryony's aunt. Can I ask what you're calling about?
Well, I'm afraid I can only discuss that with my patient.
Well, I have Bryony's permission to speak to you on her behalf.
I see. There are a couple of things I want to go over with her.
Well, she feels she's discussed everything with you that needed addressing.
Well, actually, there are a couple of leaflets that I'd like her to read.
Well, just pop them in the post, that'll be fine. Now, is there anything else?
Well, if she changes her mind, perhaps she could call me.
Thanks for calling. Goodbye. Takes care of that.
I'm not a child, Cynthia. I could have dealt with that.
I know. But it might have got confrontational. And if I can shield you from that kind of stress, I will. That's what I'm here for.
Julia, could you just pass me that cushion?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Tar. That's better. Sit back. Jerry, you wouldn't mind popping on the kettle, would you?
What horrible thing to happen. Must have given you a real scare.
Did? I thought he'd broken his back. Oh, thanks, Ruth, but we're all sorted now if you want to pop back to reception.
Right. So how's the back feeling now?
Sore, but I think I'll live.
Thank goodness he's in such good shape.
Yeah. Listen, Karen, while you're here, would you mind taking a look at the PCT files on my computer? I've had real problems today.
Sure, did you get those rotors that I did?
Oh, yeah, I did, yeah, thanks, they were great.
I can do that computer for you now, if you like.
Would you mind?
What are you doing?
Don't mind me. You carry on. I'll just sit here and while away the time.
So you settling back in now down at the station? Jimmy says it's a really nice place to work.
As Nicks go, it's okay, I suppose.
Do you think Jimmy be free now?
Oh, yeah, I think that's his last patient just leaving. I'd go through now if I were you.
Okay. Come on.
I'm going from work. This is going to be awkward.
Oh, don't be daft.
Won't mind him reading me my rights.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And as for the hot flushes, well, they're foul and totally annoying. It can be quite embarrassing when I'm lunching at the golf club, rushing off to the ladies to mop up. I have a certain image to maintain.
Don't we all?
I'm sorry.
Look, I'll give you some more HRT, but it may take a while for the symptoms to ease.
I hate taking pills. It's something that old people do, and I'm not old. But that's what everyone's going to think if they find out.
You're going through the menopause at 58. I'd say you've done pretty well.
Oh, that's easy for you to say.
You've had 3 children, and as you've been more than happy to tell me, you haven't lost your sex drive. Compared with others, you've got off lightly.
You can't possibly understand what I'm going through. It's like the end of my femininity. The end of me feeling fully like a woman.
What a load of nonsense. Being a woman is so much more than hormone levels and biological functions.
Oh, you obviously feel quite strongly on the matter.
You could say that.
I hope that phone call didn't upset you.
He does seem very worried about me. Mum made it look so easy, trusting in fate all the time.
Well, that's why the clients had such faith in her.
She was an amazing person, wasn't she?
And lots of people certainly seem to think so.
And she went to such lengths to help people. What was it she used to say again?
You do
Whatever
whatever
it takes.
I know you won't let her down.
So, she never questioned it?
What?
Well, everything. The path we're on, the way we lead our lives.
Well, our mother brought us up knowing how important it was to the family legacy. Although obviously Agatha was the one with the gift, so the focus was mainly on her.
And from then on, that was it. It was her life.
Yeah, of course.
I just thought there'd be more.
It's a privilege to be doing what you're doing. You're in a position of incredible responsibility. You should be humbled and rewarded every day by the trust your clients place in you.
I am. But sometimes, all I seem to do is give. And then give some more, and there's nothing left for me.
Where's all this coming from?
I just miss Mum, that's all. I haven't been able to sense her in ages.
Look, it's just a blip. You'll feel better after a good night's sleep. You've committed to this way of life, Brownie. Accept it. It's the Robertson way.
No prescription is going to miraculously cure me.
The menopause isn't a disease.
Certainly feels like it. My life is over.
Enough with the self-pity.
I beg your pardon?
You're not special, Mrs. Bissett. What you're going through is what every other woman on this planet has to.
How can you be so insensitive to my problem?
It's not a problem, it's normal. Spare a thought for the women who have to go through this in their 30s. What chance have they got of finding a decent man or having children? Zilch. Now that is cause for being miserable. You come in here, mutton dressed as lamb, as if you're entitled to health and vitality. Get over it. This is normal for a woman of your age. It's real, it's life. Now, if you don't mind, I have patients to see.
Well, no, I never.
Is everything all right?
Yes, fine and dandy.
Hello. I'd like to see Bryony.
Are you here for a reading?
No, actually, I'm Dr. Bond.
Cynthia Robertson. We spoke on the phone.
Well, I thought as I was passing I'd give her those leaflets.
I'll see that she gets them.
Oh, actually, I'd really like to give them to her myself.
She's not going to change her mind, you know.
You know that she's risking her health by thinking everything's going to work out the way it should.
Then we have to trust that it will.
And if her condition gets worse?
Well, that's what fate has in store for her.
Really? Did you know that rheumatoid arthritis usually starts in the small joints before moving on to the hips and shoulders? It's painful and can be quite debilitating.
Well, whatever happens, she'll still have her work, which is what she loves.
And her quality of life?
I have to get on.
I'd like to speak to my patient, please.
She's with a client.
I don't mind waiting. This way, is it?
I'm right here.
Yeah, it's a bit sore.
Getting your dress now. I think there's some soft tissue damage, but it's nothing too serious.
No, I didn't think it was.
I'll prescribe you some anti-inflammatories, but you need to take it easy. Take a few days off work.
Well, that's lucky because he's not due back till next week.
Well, I'm sure the bad guys can survive a few days without you.
I take my job very seriously, son.
As do I.
Oh, and does that include giving free counselling to the bad guys after you've patched them up?
Well, that's part of the job.
Oh, even when they've broken the law?
Well, criminals have rights.
I must remember that. The next time I'm nicking one, I might get him an extra frothy cappuccino while I'm at it.
Rob,
Karen, I'm messing about. The doc knows that, don't you?
thanks ever so much for fitting us in.
No problem.
See you down the station.
Did you know that Jupiter has got 63 moons? Can't beat astronomy. Puts everything into perspective.
Really? I'm more into astrology. You know, the alignment of the planets, how that impacts on our destinies.
Yes, of course.
What exactly can I do for you, Dr. Bond?
Right. When we spoke earlier, you mentioned your mother. And I understand that she died 10 years ago.
It was a car crash, I was 12.
And she brought you up on this belief system that you told me about.
Well, it was more my aunt that taught me. Mum didn't really go on about it. She led by example. She was amazing. always telling me to be happy and to live life to the full, and to help others along the way wherever possible.
Well, having a debilitating condition could make that a little difficult.
And I would trust that fate has chosen a different path for me.
So what I don't understand about all this is why you'd refuse diagnosis and medical treatment when that was exactly what saved your mother's life. And she had the good sense to know that her pneumonia was not something to leave up to fate to cure.
Pneumonia? What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, I thought I shouldn't have said anything.
Tell me. You may as well now. I'm going to find out anyway.
It was when you were born. She was quite ill and she had to stay in hospital for several weeks.
I don't believe it.
She survived because she let the doctors treat her. She did what she had to do. She had a baby to look after.
You do whatever it takes.
What?
No, but you can't know for sure that it was the medicine that saved her.
No, but surely that's irrelevant. The point is your mother chose not to leave it up to fate. You want to carry on her work, don't you? And if it is RA and you leave it untreated, then it could affect your mobility and almost every organ in your body. And maybe fate led me to come into your life and help you with this decision.
No, it's more complicated than that. If I was meant to deviate from my path, I'd just know there'd be some sort of sign.
Listen, it's okay to have doubts. The biggest challenge is to act on them.
Look, I know you have good intentions, but I'd like you to leave.
Think about what I said.
Please, just go.
If you care for your niece at all, you'll make her see sense.
She's a Robertson psychic. She has to be seen to accept her destiny.
Oh, this is her health we're talking about. What does it matter what other people think?
It's all right, Bryony. Dr. Bond was just leaving.
You must have known about Mum's pneumonia and all the hospital treatment. Why didn't you tell me?
It was a long time ago. I thought it best that that piece of information never got out.
Why is that?
In this business, it's all about reputation.
Bryony had a right to know. It could have influenced her decision in all this.
Don't lecture me. I've looked after this girl like she was my own.
I trusted you.
I've never forced you to do anything you didn't want to.
No, you never quite went that far, did you? Seems Mum believed in bending the rules. Well, good for her. I've been trying to conform to this idealistic view of what I should be, trying to live up to our family legacy. But it seems that Mum struggled with it too. She wasn't perfect. She did what she could within reason. Doesn't all have to be so black and white. There's room for a little bit of grey. She's here. I can feel Mum's presence. Well, seems like I've had my sign. I'm gonna take some time off. Sort myself out, have a proper break. And then, when I come back, I'm gonna go part-time. So I can have a life.
Part-time? Was out of the question.
Well, I'm not asking for your permission. This is how it's going to be.
You ungrateful girl. After all I've done for you.
Now, don't try and bully me into doing what you want. I've worked hard for you. I think the debt's been paid.
What would your mother say?
I think she'd say that fate has brought us to this point. I'll go and see the consultant.
Good. You're doing the right thing.
What?
I was worried about you.
She wound me up.
Just so you know, she's not going to make a complaint.
What has she got to complain about? People like her really get on my wick. They don't know how lucky they are.
I know. It's not fair. But you know, there must be so many women, same age as you, going through exactly the same thing.
You trying to replicate a session with your shrink? Not interested. Nut job.
No, right. Sorry, I'll leave you to it.
You've had some good news.
I have.
Bruce Telford called from Hong Kong.
My old university professor.
The medical research he did last year, which you contributed to, is going to be published in the BMJ.
No. That's brilliant. What an honour.
Fame at last.
A messenger from the East.
What was that?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Oh, don't go on about it.
So embarrassed.
Oh, I don't see why.
You were acting like some grumpy, sullen school kid. What's the matter with you?
Oh, well, I was in pain, if you remember.
But not an excuse.
You're overreacting.
Don't turn this round on me.
No, look, I'm not in the mood for this.
Why couldn't you have made more of an effort? That's where I work. Those are my colleagues, my friends. That place is important to me.
Yeah, and that's plainly obvious.
What does that mean?
It's just a joke, Kaz.
No, it's not. Not anymore.
What has that place done to you?
I've had enough of you. Oh, you all right?
No!
Good.
Oh!
Dude, stop it! Stop it! You little freaks!
I've had hormone therapy, radiotherapy, chemotherapy, and I've had enough!
Jimmy, Eva's dead. All right, you got to move on.
How am I supposed to be happy? My wife's dying!
I'm more than Mrs. Rob Hollins, and sometimes I wish you hadn't come back at all.
Mystery at a country house estate next on BBC1 Scotland. Jessica's visit to her cousin has its complications in Murder, She Wrote.